Imagine walking through a city so old that some of its buildings were already ancient when Christopher Columbus was still a child. A city where entire neighborhoods look like they were designed by a dream. Narrow winding streets, massive stone gates, towers reaching toward the clouds, and mosques so beautiful they will literally stop you in your tracks. That city is Cairo, Egypt. And today, we are going inside the Islamic landmarks of Cairo that honestly feel completely unreal. Some of these places have stood for over 1,000 years. Some of them hold world records. And some of them were almost lost forever. So if you've ever been curious about Islamic history, ancient architecture, or the incredible story of Cairo, stay with me. Because this video is going to blow your mind. Cairo is one of the most fascinating cities on Earth. Most people know it for the pyramids of Giza, which are absolutely incredible. But here's something many tourists and even history lovers don't realize. The pyramids are just one layer of Cairo's story. The part of Cairo that we're focusing on today is called Islamic Cairo. It is a district, a huge, busy, living and breathing part of the city, that was built starting in the year 969 AD. That's almost 1,100 years ago. UNESCO, the global organization that protects World Heritage Sites, declared Islamic Cairo a World Heritage Site back in 1979. And when you see what's inside it, you'll completely understand why. We're talking about over 600 registered monuments, mosques, madrasas, mausoleums, palaces, fountains, and city walls, packed into just a few square kilometers. And the best part? Many of these places are still being used today. People still pray in these mosques. Families still live in these neighborhoods. It's not a museum frozen in time. It's a living piece of history. So let's start exploring. Landmark by landmark. Landmark 1. The Mosque of Ibn Tulun. Our first stop is one of the oldest and most remarkable structures not just in Cairo, but in the entire Islamic world. This is the Mosque of Ibn Tulun, and it was built between 876 and 879 AD. Let that sink in for a second. This mosque is over 1,100 years old, and it is still standing. Still whole. Still beautiful. It was built by a man named Ahmad ibn Tulun, who was the governor of Egypt at the time. He wanted to build something grand, something that would reflect the power and beauty of Islamic civilization. And he succeeded. Massively. The mosque covers an area of about 26,000 square meters. That's roughly the size of 4 football fields. When you walk inside, the courtyard alone feels enormous. Open sky above you, clean white arches all around, and a stunning fountain in the center called the Sable, where worshippers used to wash before prayer. But here's what makes Ibn Tulun truly unique. Unlike most Islamic buildings in Egypt, this mosque was not built using Egyptian limestone or granite. It was built using fired brick, the same building technique used in ancient Mesopotamia, in what is now Iraq. Because Ahmad ibn Tulun grew up in Samarra, in modern-day Iraq, and he brought those architectural traditions with him to Egypt. The minaret of this mosque is unlike anything else you'll find in Cairo. It has an external spiral staircase, a staircase that wraps around the outside of the tower like a corkscrew. There are only a few minarets like this in the entire world, and this is the most famous one. When you climb it and look out across Cairo from the top, you'll understand why people say visiting Ibn Tulun feels like time travel. Landmark 2. Al-Azhar Mosque and University. Now let's talk about a place that is not just a landmark. It is arguably one of the most important institutions in the entire Islamic world. This is Al-Azhar Mosque, founded in 970 AD, just 1 year after the city of Cairo itself was established. But here's what makes Al-Azhar stand apart from every other mosque on our list today. In 988 AD, just 18 years after it was built, Al-Azhar became home to a school, a place of learning. And that school eventually grew into Al-Azhar University, which is today recognized as the oldest continuously operating university in the world. You read that right. The oldest university in the world. Still running. Still teaching students. Right here in Cairo. For over 1,000 years, scholars, students, and religious leaders from across the globe have come to Al-Azhar to study Islamic theology, Arabic language, philosophy, and law. At its peak, it attracted students from as far away as West Africa, Central Asia, and Southeast Asia. Today, Al-Azhar University has over 500,000 students enrolled. That's 500,000 students. making it one of the largest universities on the planet. The mosque itself is a visual feast. Every dynasty that ruled Egypt left its mark here, adding new sections, new minarets, new decorative details. The result is a building that carries the fingerprints of over 1,000 years of Islamic art and architecture. When you walk through the entrance gate and into the open courtyard, the sense of peace is immediate. Even in the middle of a busy Cairo day, Al-Azhar feels calm. Sacred. Timeless. Landmark 3. The Citadel of Saladin. If there is one image that most defines the skyline of Islamic Cairo, it is this: a massive fortress sitting high on a hill above the city, with a huge mosque rising from its center. This is the Citadel of Saladin, also called the Cairo Citadel, and it is one of the greatest surviving examples of medieval military architecture in the world. Construction began in 1176 AD. The citadel served as the seat of Egyptian government for over 700 years, from the 12th century all the way to the 19th century. Every sultan, every ruler, every powerful dynasty that controlled Egypt passed through these walls. Inside the citadel, there are multiple palaces, towers, and museums. But the most breathtaking structure is the Mosque of Muhammad Ali, also called the Alabaster Mosque, which sits right at the top of the citadel and dominates the entire skyline. This mosque was built in the 1800s by Egypt's ruler Muhammad Ali Pasha, and it was designed in the Ottoman style. Tall pencil-shaped minarets, massive central domes surrounded by smaller domes, and a huge open courtyard. But the real magic is the interior. Every surface, the walls, the columns, the lower sections of the walls, is covered in alabaster stone, a beautiful pale mineral that glows softly in the light. That's where the nickname Alabaster Mosque comes from. The view from the citadel's terraces is extraordinary. On a clear day, you can see the pyramids of Giza in the distance on one side, and the endless expanse of Cairo spreading across the valley below. Standing there, you feel like you're standing at the center of history itself. Landmark 4. The Sultan Hassan Mosque-Madrasa. Now we come to a building that many architects and historians simply call a masterpiece. The Mosque-Madrasa of Sultan Hassan was built between 1356 and 1363 AD, during the Mamluk period. The Mamluks were a dynasty of warrior rulers who controlled Egypt for nearly 300 years, and they were absolutely obsessed with building incredible architecture. But even by Mamluk standards, Sultan Hassan is extraordinary. First, the size. This complex covers about 8,000 square meters and stands over 36 meters tall at its highest point. When it was built, the main minaret was the tallest minaret in the world. Today, it still ranks among the tallest medieval minarets ever constructed. The entrance portal alone will make your jaw drop. It is a massive, towering doorway, over 25 meters tall, decorated with intricate carved stone patterns called muqarnas. Muqarnas look like thousands of tiny geometric honeycomb shapes stacked and layered together. The effect is dizzying. It looks almost three-dimensional, like the stone itself is melting or flowing. Inside, the mosque is built around a central courtyard with a large fountain. Around the courtyard, there are 4 iwans, large vaulted halls opening inward, each one representing a different school of Islamic law. Students would study in these halls, and the complex also included rooms for them to sleep, eat, and live. It was essentially a full university campus from the 14th century. The acoustics inside are remarkable. If you clap your hands once in the main prayer hall, you will hear the echo ring for several full seconds. People standing near you will instinctively look up, as if the building itself just answered. Sultan Hassan is the kind of place that makes you stop thinking and just feel something. Landmark 5. Khan el-Khalili Bazaar. Now, let's step away from the mosques for a moment, and into a place that has been the heartbeat of Cairo's commercial and cultural life for over 600 years. This is Khan el-Khalili, one of the oldest and largest bazaars in the Middle East. It was founded in 1382 AD by a Mamluk prince named Jaharkas el-Khalili. He built a large caravanserai here, a kind of ancient inn and marketplace where merchants traveling along trade routes could stop, rest, sell their goods, and buy supplies. Over the centuries, Khan el-Khalili grew and grew and grew. Today, it is a sprawling maze of narrow alleyways, covered streets, tiny shops, and market stalls that seems to have no beginning and no end. You can buy almost anything here: spices, perfumes, handmade jewelry, traditional lanterns, leather goods, silk, cotton, ancient-looking artifacts, and some of the most beautiful hand-painted ceramics you've ever seen. But Khan el-Khalili is not just a shopping destination. It is an experience. The sounds, the smells, the energy, it's overwhelming in the best possible way. Street vendors call out to passers-by. The scent of cardamom and oud perfume drifts through the air. Somewhere in the distance, you can hear the call to prayer echoing from a nearby minaret. Tucked into the bazaar is the famous el-Fishawi Cafe, which has been open continuously since 1773. That's over 250 years without closing. Not for wars, not for revolutions, not for anything. People say that if you sit at el-Fishawi long enough, you'll see the whole world walk past your table. Landmark 6. The City of the Dead. Now we arrive at perhaps the most unusual and hauntingly beautiful part of Islamic Cairo. It has many names: the Carafa, the Necropolis, or more commonly, the City of the Dead. It is a vast cemetery, stretching for several kilometers, that was built during the Fatimid period in the 10th century. It contains the mausoleums and tombs of Egypt's rulers, sultans, caliphs, and holy figures across centuries of Islamic history. But here's what makes it unlike any cemetery in the world. People live in it. Thousands of families, estimates range from 500,000 to over 1 million people, have built their homes among the tombs. They have electricity, running water, shops, and schools. Children play between mausoleums. Grandmothers hang their laundry on lines stretched between ancient stone walls. It sounds strange, but if you visit, what you actually find is a very real, very warm community. People living their normal lives in one of history's most extraordinary settings. The tombs themselves are architectural wonders. The mausoleum of the Abbasid caliphs, the tomb complexes of the Mamluk sultans, and the Mosque of Ibn, built in 1474, are among the most beautiful Islamic structures in all of Egypt. The Mosque of Ibn in particular is considered a jewel of Mamluk architecture. Its minaret is so elaborately carved with geometric patterns that it almost looks like stone lace. The City of the Dead is a place where life and death, past and present, poverty and beauty exist side by side. And that, somehow, makes it one of the most human places in Cairo. So, Cairo's Islamic landmarks. We've only scratched the surface today. We looked at the spiral minaret of Ibn Tulun, rising from a mosque that has stood for over 11 centuries. We walked through the oldest university in the world at Al-Azhar. We stood inside the citadel that protected an entire civilization. We felt the echo of Sultan Hassan's prayer hall. We lost ourselves in the ancient lanes of Khan el-Khalili. And we discovered a city within a cemetery, where history and everyday life share the same walls. Here's what strikes me most about all of these places. They were built by human hands. By architects and craftsmen who had no modern tools, no computers, no cranes, just vision, skill, and an unshakable belief that beauty was worth creating. And 1,000 years later, their work is still here. Still standing. Still taking people's breath away. That's not just impressive. That's miraculous. Islamic Cairo is not a place you visit once and understand completely. It is a place you return to again and again, and every time, you notice something new. A carved inscription you missed. A courtyard hidden behind a plain door. A face in the crowd that reminds you that history is not something in the past. It's something that continues to breathe every single day. If this video sparked something in you, curiosity, wonder, maybe even a desire to book a flight to Cairo, then I've done my job. And if you want to keep exploring the world's most incredible places, most hidden histories, and most awe-inspiring landmarks together, then this channel is exactly where you need to be. Hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps this video reach more people who love history and travel just like you do. Share this video with one friend, one family member, one person who you think deserves to know that Cairo is so much more than the pyramids. Drop a comment below. I want to know, which of these 6 landmarks surprised you the most? Which one would you want to visit first? Tell me down there. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. I upload new videos about history, culture, and travel every single week. And trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Until then, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep discovering the incredible world we all share. See you in the next one.